We're starting with a massive fire at a farm in Montcalm County that's been burning for hours. Just look at all of that thick black smoke. This is what it looked like when the fire first started burning late this afternoon between Stanton and Edmore. The flames were so intense you could actually see the smoke on radar. We watched it stretch northeast through Edmore. 24 News 8's Danny Carlson is live tonight as crews continue to battle not just the fire, but also the weather. Right, Danny?
Yeah, and you know what, Marley? It's really the cold, obviously, but the wind. Where we're standing right now is in a field right across from where that barn used to be, so the wind is just whipping right across it. Now, let me show you what the fire looks like now. You can see there still are flames going, and there's a very specific reason for that. We told you at 24 News 8 at 10 that they were waiting for an excavator to come in to pull down parts of the steel barn, the frame of the barn that actually caught on fire. The reason for that was because this severe wind made the fire spread through the entire barn. So by the time firefighters actually got here, they weren't able to go in to battle the blaze. So they had to actually wait for an excavator to come out to tear down pieces of it so they could safely go in and knock down the rest of this fire. Now, on top of the wind, there's also this extreme cold. A lot of the fire trucks that were out here, some of them have left at this point, but a lot of the fire trucks that were out here were actually icing up. There were icicles on almost every single piece of equipment that I saw out here on the scene earlier this evening. And one firefighter told me when he came back from fighting the flames earlier today, he noticed that he was covered in about an inch of ice. There were some pretty specific challenges to fighting this fire. Talk about those.
The ice and the cold and the wind. The wind is furious out here, and it just blowed the fire full length of the buildings. And then getting water here quick enough is not an easy task in the rural areas.
So I'm not sure if you can actually see the excavator just pulling down pieces of the steel beams that used to be this farm. Now, this farm stretched, about 600 to 800 feet. Chiefs out here at the scene were saying, and they're expecting that the losses from this massive fire to be in the millions, because not only was it filled with potatoes, but there were also expensive pieces of farming equipment here, and even just to rebuild the building, expecting those losses to be in the millions. But the good news here tonight, no one was injured, no livestock was injured, there was no loss of life or injuries, but it's a big mess, and firefighters are expecting to be out here optimistically, they said, at least until daylight. Marley?
And Danny, it is just unbelievable to see how big that fire still is tonight. You really have to praise those firefighters for all of that hard work. Thank you so much.
And I can't stress to you. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I really can't stress to you how cold it is, how strong the wind is, and the firefighters out here, they said, they have the gear on, and they say that it's very warm, the gear itself, but when they're fighting the fire with the water, they said there's really no way that you can protect your hands from it, and your face in particular. So really kudos to these guys, because they've been out here for hours, and they're going to be out here all night long.
And you put it into good perspective when you said the firefighter came out with so much ice covering him. That is just unbelievable. Yeah. All right, Danny, stay warm out there and make it back safely.